What up, everybody? We're back. First off, 4-0 sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. The New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. 27 long years. Sometimes all it takes is a little patience, a little hard work, having a great team around you, and a great head and a good head coach. What do you know? Big shocker. Maybe since the New York Knicks are going to the first NBA Finals in 27 years, maybe it's the Cowboys, Tom. Yes. I see it now. The Cowboys are gonna make the Super Bowl. You see why? Because two of the most the New York Knicks have some of the most diehard franchises in all of basketball, in all of sports. Might I add? You know who else has a hardcore fan base just like the New York Knicks? Well, suffer like the New York Knicks, the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. Because 30, almost 30 years ago, 31 years ago, the Dallas Cowboys went to their last Super Bowl. That's not the same amount of time, but 27 years is close to 31 in my calculations. So here's what this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen this year. Mark my words. The Dallas Cowboys are gonna make this Super Bowl. It's gonna happen. Because you know why? The New York Knicks. All hell is breaking loose in the sports world. The New York Knicks. But you may find that means the Dallas Cowboys are gonna make this to the Super Bowl. Now, do I actually believe that? Hell no, I don't believe that for a day in my life. Alright? I don't believe that at all. I'm just spewing nonsense. I'm just spewing absolute buffoonery. Absolute bullshit. You know? I gotta say that. Hey, James Harden. Where's your defense, my guy? You're looking like a cone out here. You're looking at like a cone out here. Donovan Mitchell putting up 30 balls, 20 balls, and you out here. I'm gonna dig in my butt. I'm gonna dig in my butt. I'm digging in my butt because I'm eating shit. I'm pure shit. I'm made of shit. I'm full of shit. And that's what you are. That's what you are, James. You're full of shit. Because when it comes down to playoff time, you don't lock in. You don't. You're full of shit. You're full of it. And Donovan Mitchell out here doing his best, trying to keep his team afloat, and no one's helping him. I ain't seen much help. I'm like, it's Donovan Mitchell fans. It's like Kane and them. Downing them. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Now moving on. Then they got the Spurs. Not looking too good for the Spurs. And I'll be honest with you, I'm getting pissed off at the OKC Thunder. And I know many people have shared the same sentiment as me, that we're tired of the Oklahoma City Thunder constantly foul baiting. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. I mean, they didn't get you out. It's fuck off. I don't care. I watch basketball because I enjoy it. Anytime I watch the Thunder, I'm physically bored. I'm physically bored because I know it's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. I know the script. They're gonna foul bait till they can't no more. And I'm tired of it. I can't deal with it. Like the Thunder, literally, and now there's been people that have foul baited all over the place, and I understand that. But it's never been almost an entire team of foul baiters, my guy. It's just, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Like I just it's a full team of foul baiters, man. Like what do you I'm like what I can't. I just can't. I just can't deal with it, man. Cause it's like oh like there was one time where what's his name? Freaking Jeremy McCain, right? He ran into Devin Vassell, I think, right? Ran into Devin Vassell, right? And then when he got the ball, he got around him. He did a little thing where he's in front of him, and the guy behind him, he bumped into the dude to get the foul. And I'm like, there's no need for you to do that. This is my problem with foul baiters. Foul baiters typically have the skills to get past their guy. That's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part about this whole foul baiting situation. Is that they have the skills to get past their man. They have the skills to score on their man, but they resort to these tactics for what reason? For what game? And it annoys me. You know, I'm just really pissed off at Shay's tactics, at this team's tactics, and I'm trying to look through my TikTok because I know I like the video of it, but this is girl on TikTok, right? She breaks down analytics, right? She breaks down analytics and of like basketball stuff, and she broke down how many times Shay flops on like just flops when he shoots. I can't find it, but it's out there on TikTok. I know, but it's very interesting, and it's like I knew. It's like I don't. Trying to calm down. I'm trying to calm myself down because I need to regain my. I need to get through this without getting too pissed off, man. Because every time I think about the Thunder and how they have to use these tactics, it just pisses me off, man. Because there's no need for y'all to do this, all right? But Spurs, I do think there's nothing you can really do to stop the foul baiting. You know, honestly, at this point, you might just have to resort to the James Harden tactic of, hey, I'm gonna put defense behind my back. I'm gonna put my hands behind my back, and we're gonna see what happens. Cause that's what you might have to do with this team, honestly. I'm pissed off. They are unethical. I don't like the way they move because I'm tired. I'm physically tired. Every time I watch them, I know it's gonna be the same thing. So I'm like, I know what to expect, and I'm not excited about it. They're not an exciting team. They're a good team. They're not an exciting team. They're boring. And I watched because I know I watched because I know they're a good team. I just don't understand why they resort to such methods. But that's enough out of me. Because that's enough out of me. Because I'm done. I've done my little rant. But we got hockey. I've watched hockey, watched some baseball, watched some WNBA. All much more entertaining than the Thunder, I will say. We had the Liberty and Valkyries. I think this is my first time watching the Valkyries. I think they're a good team. This is the first game that I've watched with the Liberty and Valkyries. The Valkyries pretty much dominated that whole time, and it feels like. And I watched the Liberty and Valkyries again like a couple of days ago. I'm like, I've only seen them play each other. I think I've seen the Liberty play another team, but I thought that was. I think the Valkyries are really good. I saw them play against the Fever. I thought they were really good as well. The Fever are really good too as well. Like the Fever and Valkyrie all had a pretty, like I said, they had a pretty close game. I was really enjoying. I'm really enjoying the Valkyries. I think they're a really good team. I think they can be a good team. I know last year, I think they made it to the playoffs last year, I think. But, I'm really locked in on the WNBA this year. Like I said, I'm going to be making my strides, man. I don't know if I don't have a team yet. I probably won't. I probably will just end up rooting for the Mystics, though, honestly, because that's a really good team. I really like who they have. So I think that's the team that I'm gonna go with. But I do have some players that I do like on other teams though. Next up we have the Dreams and the Wings. I'm gonna be honest with you, the Dream kind of like blew out the Wings for the most part. I mean, like the second quarter was pretty close, then the Dream just seemed to lead right back. Then the Wings got it back again in the third, right? But then they wouldn't really be able to follow up, and they ended up getting blown out in the fourth quarter. Like I said though, I think the Dream are a really good team. They got Angel Reese. They pretty much retained all their players from last year, and added on Angel Reese. Like how do you let that slide, man? That's my thing. My thing is how do you let something like that slide? I don't get it. But I think the Dream are a great team. I like the Chicago Sky got fleeced, man. I mean, like y'all got, my goodness, y'all gave up Angel Reese and didn't get nobody in return. They got like a couple of picks, but nothing else. That's kind of crazy. So we've got hockey now. We've got hockey. I know. And honestly, like, I'm not the, like, okay, here we are. This is my day, right? This is what I was going to say. I've always found hockey boring. Just like I've always found baseball boring. But I've had to put myself into and actually I have to sit myself down and actually watch these games because I can't just base it off of like a couple of games that I've seen on TV. I gotta sit my black ass down and actually watch these games. And honestly, I can see why people like hockey. I'm starting to like it, man. Hockey's good. You know what I mean? It's the fact that we're in the playoffs. We're on the road to Stanley Cup, baby. Maybe that's why I like it. Could be a case, but we had the Golden Knights versus Avalanche. We had the Canadiens versus Hurricanes, and we had a couple of Hurricanes versus Canadiens games. I watched the last game of the Golden Knights and the Avalanche where Vegas rattled three goals in the final period, which is the third period, and two back to back to secure a 3-1 win. And I think that in the end of one of the series, I think that was like the last game where they used it to actually win. That was the game that they needed to win the series, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Like I said though, and then with the I'm gonna say this with the Canadiens and Hurricanes, like the Canadiens and Hurricanes, man, like, bro, outside this the most recent game when the Hurricanes won 4-0. The Canadiens and Hurricanes, and back to back games, the Hurricanes won 3-2. And then the Hurricanes won 3-2 in both games. No, you did. The Hurricanes won 3-2. Okay, no. So then, wait. So are the Hurricanes up 3-0? Hold on. Oh yeah, no, they're up three. They're up. Hold on, hold on. I don't need predictions, right? Yeah, they're up three. Okay, no, they're up 3-1. Okay, they're up 3-1, right? So they're up 3-1, and the Canadians they need to lock in, bro, because they about to get set packing, my boy. You know, like they about to get sent packing. I don't think no one wants to ever get sent back at 3-1, man. 4-1, man. They're putting up fights though. Like I will say though, like they're not like from what I've seen, they're not a bad team. You know, they made it this far for a reason. They're a good team. It's just like they've just been, they just can't close it out. Going back in though to WNBA, we have the Suns versus the Storm, and the Sun got to the high start, you know, but the Storm were able to like kind of, the Storm were able to weather it. I hate that. I hate that I made that joke. I honestly hate that I made that whole weather the storm joke because it's so stupid. It's stupid, but at the same time, it's funny, man. It's like, oh, they weathered the storm. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand it, but you know it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, Seattle wouldn't be able to turn things around in the second quarter. And they led 37-28 going into half, and then from there it was pretty much all Seattle, and they went up 77-59, right? Then we had the Chicago Sky and the Lynx, right? I didn't catch the first half of this game. I don't remember the reason why. All I remember is that I wasn't able to catch the first half, and so I only saw the second half. And when I started watching, the Lynx had this like really big lead, right? But Sky were able to bring it back down to within 10 at the end of the quarter, at the end of the third quarter, and that's where they eventually lose by in the fourth, 85-75. But they did fight hard though. I will say though that the Sky, well, despite missing so many people, they still put up a fight. And I think that's like, I really like that about teams. It's like, hey, we're still missing a lot of people, but we're gonna put up a fight. We're gonna put you in a dog fight, boy. We're gonna make you work for this win. We're not no pushovers, you know. So I think that's a really good thing. We had Dodgers versus Brewers. Brewers really got up to a really hot start. They were up 3-0. Then they didn't score the rest of the game. The Dodgers scored 11 unanswered. And yeah. I mean, like, and I told my homie Rico, because he's a Brewers fan, right? And I'm like, so how about them Brewers? You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, so how about the Brewers, boy? You know what happened? What happened to the Brewers? You know, they tell me 3-0. You know what happened to that? You know, that's all good though. We got Sparks versus Aces. This was a really great back and forth kind of game. This really went down to the wire. These are two very good teams. Despite the Sparks record, I think they were like 3-3 at the time. They were 2-3. Like this is still a very good team. You know, despite losing Rickea Jackson to Chicago Sky, who then ended up losing her for the rest of the season. I still think that the Sparks, I know the Sparks are still a really good team. Obviously, the Aces are a really good team. They still got, you know, MVP Asia Wilson. They got Joe Lloyd, the point guard. I forgot her name, but this is a really good team. I really enjoyed this game though. But like I said, the Sparks did end up holding on to win 101-95. You know, then we have Fire versus Liberty. This is the second time that I talked about the Liberty in this episode. The first time was Liberty versus the Valkyries. But Fire versus Liberty. The Fire are a really good team. Like I think I've said this before, but I'm really impressed with the Fire. Like there's not many people that I know on the Fire except like uh, Emily Enxler, the Sarah Williams from UConn, who was originally of Wisconsin, and then Carla Leite? Carla. I don't know how to pronounce the girl's last name, but Carla, bro. She was getting guarded by Brianna Stewart. Brianna Stewart. She said, "Brianna, let me have this dance. Huh, pull up three in her face, bang, cash money." I'm like, hold on, Carla. I'm like, hold on, Carla. Wait a minute, Carla. I didn't know she was like that. I didn't know Carla was like that. Cause I don't think I've ever heard of Carla before, right? And this might be my first time ever, hearing of a girl named Carla L. I'm gonna call her Carla L, right? But she a bullet. She said, "Brianna, let me have this dance. You can't stop me. Pull up, bang." That was nasty, boy. That joint was nasty. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I'm like, hold on, bro. I'm gonna just start paying more attention to Carla, man. I'm like, hold on, Carla, you really like that? So, I thought that was a really good. I thought that was a banger, man. I'm like, hold on, homie, hold on. For the dagger, she said, give it to me. I'm a cook him. I'm gonna get him. All right. Moving on though, we got more baseball. We got Orioles versus the Rays. We got the Be More Orioles versus the TB Rays. I don't know why I said that. So Orioles really got to a really hot start. They ended they're on a 5-0, and they pretty much held it the rest of the game. Like the Rays didn't score until it was pretty much decided. Like it was at one point it was 8-0 before the Rays even scored. They scored in the 6th inning, and they only scored one more run in the 8th, and the Rays just kind of disappointed. Like I don't know what I don't know what I was expecting out of the Rays, to be honest with you. Like I've never seen them play before, so I didn't know who was on the team. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect from the Baltimore Orioles as well. So this is kind of like my first introduction to either team. And the Orioles really impressed me. Moving on, we got the Liberty versus the Mercury. Kind of rhymes, This was a close game up until half. In the third quarter, Liberty started pulling away. They started, extending the lead. They ended up going up by 17, and they ended up winning by 10. Like I said though, I think it was all Liberty in the third and fourth quarter. I think that's when Brianna really took over. I don't know. Did Brianna even go off this game? Hold on, I'm not even sure. Cause hold on. No. This was the Marina Johannes. That's who it was. Marina and John Quill, bro. Marina, she was catching them threes, man. She was like, huh. And I'm like, okay, I know Marina for her, I know she's a baller in the European League, right? I know she's a baller in the European League. She know her for a 1-footed hoods, but I knew she could shoot it. But dang, bro, I'm like, that's my first time ever seeing her catch so many threes in a game, bro. I'm like, dang, hold on, yo. So I think that's really what happened. So we have the Lynx versus in the last game of this episode. I really enjoyed this. We enjoyed just watching, just expanding my horizons. Got into getting into more baseball. Finally getting into hockey because I've been meaning to watch it for the longest time. I've been meaning to watch hockey for the longest time, and so yeah. But we have the Lynx versus Dream. This is another case of it being a somewhat close game up until half, Like the Lynx had the don't get me wrong, like the Lynx had the lead the whole way through, but like the first quarter they got into a big lead. Dream were able to bring it right back though. Lynx only led by 5 at half, but the Lynx were eventually able to start pulling away though. In the third quarter, just like the Liberty were. So it's got kind of like a similar script, if I may say, you know. But they started pulling away in the fourth, in the third, and they ended up winning 96-81. Like I said though, once the Lynx get the get what's her name, Nafisa Collier, bro. Once they get her back, put her with Olivia Miles, man. That team gonna be dangerous, man. I would, if I'm in the Western Conference, I am scared of the Minnesota Lynx. Please be fearful of the Lynx, my guys. Y'all think I'm playing, but y'all gonna need to watch out for them, right? But no, that was a good game though. But until next time, I'm actually watching the Women's College World Series opening round. We got Texas Tech versus Mississippi State. Texas Tech as of right now is up 3-0. So I will definitely be talking about this in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chase Goins. This is Ball. I'm filming from my home, and peace.